Live.
Oh, oh, oh. You remember? Oh yeah. Are we a new season? We gotta have a season, a second season.
I
I think,
know.
I think this. I don't know how many videos. What number video? 22. This is
Yes.
episode 22. Wow.
Oh, wait a minute. That's dope. Today's the second two, and I've seen 222 all day. And it's the 20.
Yes.
So,
10 to 22. Episode 22.
yes.
What up?
Bonsoir,
What up,
everybody.
everybody? We are here.
We are here. It is your girl, De La Soul, and my co-host,
Afro Millennial Mama. Bam, 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 bam.
Pop, 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 and together we are
Repat.
Repat.
No
No
cap.
cap.
None whatsoever.
No cap. Yes, yes, yes. How are y'all?
How is
Have
everybody?
have
Did
we
you miss
not missed?
last week?
Like, yes, we missed them, right? We've been talking about
Yes.
y'all.
We get addicted to you guys, yo. We be having to like, okay, if we can't do it this time, we be feeling so like, oh no, but we need
Yeah.
them. But who's that in the house?
Oh,
Shanice. Oh, Shanice is the first one
hey,
to say what's up.
what is up?
What's good, girl?
Is that symbol always up, or do I take it away? I can't remember. That what you call it, StreamYard symbol.
I don't.
That's
Oh, you
is
know what?
normal.
I think so. I think it.
Okay.
I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
I have
my
to check old
own.
videos to see.
How are
My
you
own is
guys?
here. We got 7 people in the building.
Look at this love coming in real fast.
Oh,
Hey
Shay. Hey, who's this? Juggy Nati tell the truth, shame the devil. Okay,
guys.
nice.
Okay. What is up, y'all? We miss y'all.
Yeah. Let me
Yes.
see.
Come. Hey, hey,
What,
hey.
what's going on in your
Hey,
side
man.
of the world? Oh yeah, the StreamYard thing is always up there. I see it in the last video.
Oh, okay, okay. Look, I'm
Nine
like,
people
wait.
in the building.
That's what's up, you guys. Thank y'all for the love.
Sinclair. MAM Sinclair. Hi.
This is in the building. So,
Remember you remember Millie Vanilli? Girl, you know it's true.
yeah.
Even though they wasn't singing, I feel like I look like them today.
That's hilarious. So, sis,
How you
how was
been, man?
man? I've been good. I've been
That's
so good.
good.
I felt like, I messaged you the other day because I felt like since we missed one Sunday, I'm like, I haven't seen you. Like, I'm like, I
I
miss
know.
them. I miss you. Like,
This is how we kick it.
right. I'm like, I know we send voice messages all the time, but I'm like, and we hadn't really done it in the last week that much. And then I'm like, and we didn't do a show. I'm like, what's up?
Mm.
Like, it's so
Uh,
funny. Yes, how
but
was
you
your recap week? Last 2 weeks.
I've been the last 2 weeks has been crazy. So I went to the
Really?
hospital. Yes. I went to the hospital. I was like, I think I was sick twice. Do you feel like you get sick more here or like
For
different
sure.
kinds of
Without a
sickness?
doubt. Yeah,
Okay.
without a
'Cause
doubt. Even my kids, we never ever were sick. Like, I mean, Tyson got the flu one time, but I just figured. I'm surprised you're saying that there. I know for sure here. There's the dusting, and then for us in the
pollution.
car, there's all the combustion or whatever you call it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Hey, Princess April. I don't know what it is. And I'm like, dang, I've never been sick this like often. And it's something that I was kind of nervous. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna bring it up or not because not that we try to paint this lovely picture, but it's kind of like
No,
yo, because you thinking, okay, I'm gonna come, I'm gonna eat a little healthier, whatever. It's not perfect, but is it the environment? Like, how I got sick the other time? I was like, people be like, Africa made you sick, which
Yeah, yeah.
a different environment, period. Like, you have to adjust. So it's like the mosquitoes and the whatever it is, the water, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I had never had the mumps before. I had never
Mm-hmm.
had what else did I have? Like, I've probably been sick, like flu kind of sickness, maybe twice this
Mm-hmm.
year, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and once last year, which didn't really happen to me that much back home, but where I was like down for 3 days. So I'm like, I've never missed that much work. Like, this whole week I was basically, last week and this week I was down, yeah, half the week. And so I'm like, am I taking more better care of myself because I'm resting? Because like I told you, I was feeling like the flu was coming, but it never really came all the way. So
Yeah.
I was just resting, and I never had that before either. And
You
then
said you said your mother-in-law had it.
my mother-in-law had like the flu or
Mm.
whatever. She had body aches and the throat and stuff. I didn't have no throat soreness or nothing. Like,
Right.
it was hard to pinpoint it because I thought I was working out and I was lifting weights and I thought, oh, I was just sore because I was getting it in. But then I was like, wait, it's lasting a couple of days. I don't think that's what. And I did notice barely. When you feel not quite right, but you're not sick. You
Mm-hmm.
just feel.
Mm-hmm.
So I just knew I didn't have as much energy and I wanted to rest because I was like, I cannot get sick. Like, I just cannot. And so I
Right.
rested, drank a lot of water and like stuff like that. But the week before that, and I probably, my mother-in-law's here with us, so that's probably how, whatever. The weather's changing too. Um, but I went to the urgent care. I wouldn't say ER. I would say urgent care because it wasn't like, ER. You just feel like it's people like on life, like, they're giving you the.
Right.
It
Yeah.
wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't like that. Like, nobody was really in there for it to feel like an ER. Like, nobody was dying, gunshot wounds and
Right.
stuff. Like, even though it's like that's the name of it. But so yeah, it was like an urgent care place, and the time the doctor was a that I had to see. It was I was having abdominal pain, which I was thinking appendicitis. I was thinking like some feminine reproductive, like something going on, and like, and my mother-in-law was kind of scared, and I had never had that kind of pain before. I was like, oh, maybe it's just my monthly thing and it's fading away. But then the pain got stronger. It was like one day where it just kept getting stronger and stronger, and then it was like I couldn't take it anymore. And so
Mm.
the it was actually a good experience. Like, now I know how to go to the urgent care.
Yeah.
Like, my
Right.
mother-in-law called ahead of time, was like, we need the OBG whatever stat, and
Yeah.
so they came, like, when I was there about 5 minutes later they came, but they gave me the IV with the, like, I'm not an advocate for pharmaceutical drugs because, I think there's other things, but in emergency situations, you gotta do what you gotta do. And whatever they gave me, I was good. I
It was
was I was
good.
like, this is how people get addicted to stuff. But I
Right.
was able to, because it was just like I never had that before. So I didn't know
Right.
what was going on. But
Right.
thankfully I didn't need no kind of surgery. Like, that's what was going through my mind. And to be honest, being away from home, a place that and having an emergency, and being a parent at the same time, where you have to provide for your kid, because all I have is my husband, basically, and his mom just happened to be here at this particular time visiting. But I'm like, if he wasn't there, who gonna take me? Like, there's no, I mean, there's ambulance, you call them and they send somebody to come get you, but it's like, it takes way longer. I mean, it's not like
Right.
it's faster if you just go or call a taxi or whatever. But so
Right.
it was a interesting experience. The people there were, the customer service thing, like, difference, like, but they were serious, but they did their job. They're not like this, like, you know, caring like
Yeah.
type, but they
Yeah.
weren't rough or mean or anything. It was
Right.
just kind of like in the middle, just like serious, and they don't necessarily explain everything they're gonna do. Like I had to get one of those. I'm assuming it's mostly ladies on here, but you know when you get an ultrasound, but there's another type of ultrasound that they do, and
Yeah.
I wasn't. They didn't tell me like I'm going in. Like he
Yeah.
just did it, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, you
All
know,
right.
and so yeah, so but yeah, so that was interesting. And I just feel like I'm like, is it because of the environment? Like my body, of course, I was living 30 plus years somewhere else where I grew up and ate what I ate, and this is a
Mhm.
change. So is it
Mhm.
that?
Mhm.
Is it just that I'm getting older and these things would have happened anyway? I don't know.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
been trying to reckon with it, but
Mhm.
thankfully everything went smooth. The doctor came, was cool. I paid $90. It's expensive for people here, but for me it was you know a copay. It's what I
Yeah.
expected. You know, you feel
You paid
that much
90
pain.
US. You paid 90 US, so like 50 thou or
Yeah, it
something.
was like $30. It was $30 for the consultation, $30 for the gynecologist or the OB to come there or whatever. And
Mhm.
then it was another 30 for the IV that they gave me that I wish I would have took that IV home. I was like, keep it there. It was great.
Right. Right. Right.
But
No.
so like you pay
You
for
know,
everything.
that's really good. I feel like just sharing that experience is really like this is why I love this show. That's some real no
Hmm.
cap
Yeah.
serious stuff that people really need to know about. We need to know how our visits go in hospitals
Yeah.
and emergencies. And I definitely know that's what when you said, do you feel like you get sick more? I definitely that's a fact. All the people from the diaspora, we talk about the same thing. And I do
Okay.
have a theory. I have a few of them. Like I know for sure that, of course we all know that adapting to the new foods, new bacterias,
Yeah.
that's the first reason why we know in the first year you're going
Yes.
to get sick based off of that. You're going to have multiple situations when it's based off of that. And then I feel like
Right.
after that, when we're dealing with that, it's like I said, there's the dust for here in Dakar, for certain, because even Ishalam's been having some throat issues that I've dealt with too. And we're like right
Hmm.
here next to, we're in front of the beach. It wasn't happening before we moved over here in front of the water. And then
Mm.
we're always doing construction. Like right here, there's just like so much wind, and then all the materials from the construction are coming in our window. So I feel like that has a lot to do with our issues. And then I really believe that all of because we kind of talked about this too this week, how like, our illnesses, our conditions and stuff are not based on the food to the level that we think it is. It really, a lot
Hmm.
of it, 90% of it, this is my own, healing opinion or whatever, is based off of emotional connections, trauma, and I feel like since a lot of us from the diaspora get sick so much, sickness is like your body, like the symptoms of it is your body trying to fight off something. So I feel like a
Yeah.
lot of that, like our trauma, the things that like we're shedding, like here is where we finally are like breathing and we can, so it's like, yeah, like the sickness is like the stuff is like coming out.
Yes.
That's how I
I
really feel.
believe that. I believe that, and that's definitely something worth exploring because there are, how do you say, so like for example, someone can be your body can be addicted to something, and you go through withdrawals when you stop. Your body can be addicted to healthy things or non-healthy things,
Mhm.
but it figures out a way to cope with it. And it's, you could be eating something or consuming something that's toxic, and your body stores it in the fat, whatever, whatever. And then
Right.
you change environments where you don't have access to that kind of poison, whatever it is. And
Hmm.
you get sick more, but you thinking it's a bad thing, but that's like your body, reacting to what it was used to dealing with.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so it could very much, very, very well, be that. I do know that the weather changing every time,
Yeah,
somebody gets a,
that makes
a
a difference
cold.
too.
Yeah, the weather is, it's not as humid in the daytime. It's still a little humid, but at night definitely it's cooling down. It's starting to cool
Mhm.
down. We're in October now. And so like in the next couple of weeks it'll definitely be cooler at night.
Mhm.
And so, I've been using a sheet to cover myself. So it's gonna get to a point where you probably don't need your fan at night, probably the next month or so.
Yeah.
So that could be a part of it too. Oh, look at our homeboy on there.
Oh
Mr. Sex.
man,
Yeah.
what's up, man? What's up? What's
Welcome to
up?
the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. You know how like I always say when it comes to healing, like there's never just one way. There's not even just 10 ways. There are hundreds of ways to heal something. And I feel like the
Mhm.
reasons for us having the sickness or the disease, it's never just one reason. It
Mhm.
starts with one thing. It could be resentment. It can be eating a whole bunch of pork. It can be whatever the heck thing that we have. And then
Mhm.
it will be fed and grow and be on a continuous cycle based off of, the other
Right.
stuff.
Right. The
It's right.
Oh
Don't
yeah.
stop. Don't fake another
It was
sickness.
it was good, man. It was, I mean, like I've never had that much pain, and 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 I had a baby, even though, I had contractions, even though, I had a C-section, but like I was in labor, and I never had that. Like this was crazy. And you know, you look online, you're trying to figure out stuff. The other part of it too that makes it scary is like you're in a place that's francophone, and in an emergent situation, you need to be able to advocate for yourself on a certain degree. And so it's like kind of scary. I'm telling my mother-in-law the symptoms because it's easier for them to speak Wolof and get like right to the,
Yeah, it's the
if
point.
you
Yeah.
speak French, it sounds kind of like you got to speak your own language for the emotion. Like this is an emergency. My daughter-in-law needs
Right.
help. Like whatever. And so she got a A. She's like, I already told her this. Like, and so not knowing what people are saying about me, and like all of a sudden people are, sticking me with stuff and giving me stuff and get this sample. So not knowing what's going on, I'm like, dang, this is I could have went to urgent care by myself if I was back in LA. I just take an
Right.
Uber and whatever.
Right.
But
It's different.
so it's definitely different, and it can make things a little more scary. Um, especially like I'm looking at my kid and I'm just like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's wrong. But thankfully, like they did, like the exams and everything, the little hospital bed, everything was the same as how I remember the last time I was in hospital or whatever. And so that familiar part felt reassuring, even though
Hmm.
like you know, uh, um, you know, there could be good doctors, not good doctors, whatever.
Yeah,
The
everywhere.
doctor actually recognized me as he was doing his thing. He's like, "Oh, you have YouTube," and I was like, "Yeah." And I'm thinking in French, and like
Yeah.
it's not, it's not a time where I want to do French like right now. Like, I have to think extra, and I'm going through what I'm going through, and you're all in my business. And he's like, "Yeah, I saw," and then someone else comes in, like, I saw her build her house. I just happened to pass by the channel. I saw the whole build of the house and whatever. So I'm like, "Cool. Are you done?"
Wait, is this is at the time when you're like getting the exam right now? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Another
That's
thing I
dope.
want to mention, another thing I want to mention about that, I wasn't sure if I wanted to bring it up, but I think it can help. I think it's pertinent to the conversation. So as I was getting my exam, he tells me, you have two really small fibroids, and
Mhm.
I was like, huh? And in my mind, I'm like, that's impossible. Like, you know, I'm thinking, that's American people stuff. Like, I don't want none of that. Like, I eat rice and stuff. Like, I'm not. But I was like, what are you talking about? But that wasn't the cause of the pain because they were, very, very small or whatever. But he showed them to me, and I'm just like, what? But he was so calm about it that I was like, dude, like, bro, like, we got to handle this. Like, what's going on? Because, where we come from
Right.
in the States, it's like, you got to do this, you got to eat better, you got to have surgery, you got to, so they
Yeah.
have all this information that's out about it, especially for Black women. So I'm just like, so like, what's the problem? Like, what's the solution? And he's just like, nothing. Like, it's whatever. And so then, my mother-in-law also is a retired nurse and aside from midwife. So
Mm.
she's like, oh, that's it? Like, whatever. My sister-in-law's
Yeah.
a nurse. Same thing. She's like, nah, and so they have this thing that, like, when you're not pregnant and it's your reproductive years, sometimes your body creates something like to hold on to in your uterus, whatever. Basically, like your body created a little baby and it's not a big deal. And people have it, they have it. And I know it's a common thing. I know it doesn't kill people or whatever, but at the same
Right.
time, just the the way the doctor, everybody was just calm about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I wonder if the way the tactics in the States, they kind of like put fear and
For
like
sure.
make you feel like, oh my gosh, it could be cancerous, but
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not. And it's like they
Yeah.
didn't do any of that. And and in one end, you're thinking, okay, is it because they're not like being as efficient, or is it because it's really not nothing to really be tripping about? Like, you
Right.
know, like I don't want a foreign object in my body that shouldn't be there, but it's not causing me
Right.
pain or any issues or anything like that. So I'm like, okay, maybe if I stay calm and continue doing what I'm doing, it may be something that I probably would have had if I stayed back. It probably would have been worse actually with the stress levels that I was dealing with. So I'm like,
Most definitely. Yeah.
I made it all the way to 40 without them, so I guess I'm doing not so bad. But I thought that was interesting, just the attitude that people had about it. Like my mother-in-law was like, "Nah, I was worried about ectopic pregnancy and other stuff like where it can be
Right.
really, really serious." And I'm like, "That's true. Like those are way worse, or appendicitis or something."
Right.
But yeah, it was just interesting how people are so calm and from my initial perspective, like if I never lived here, I would probably be like, oh, they don't know how serious it is and la la
Yes.
la.
Right.
But now after living here and seeing how people deal with certain things, like they deal with it, like they have ways of dealing with things that are problems and they take it
Yeah.
serious. But like
Yeah.
what's a
Right.
problem to them is not dictated by as much by commercials and billboards and like, do you have this, like it's not
Mhm.
all sensationalized. And so
Right. And often what's a problem for us is not even a problem for them. Like what is such a
hmm
big deal to us that, we have more things that we like take so serious and so emotional. And that's one thing you learn living here is like, shit don't be that serious. Like
hmm
you can,
hmm
it's gonna be that serious as you think. So I love that approach. Just when it comes from the healing perspective, that's the best approach is to not panic. That's the thing with
true.
the pandemic and everything. You literally, if you decide to become the situation, the illness or whatever, if you decide to own it and you're like, oh my God, and you're on
I
Google all
suffer
day and
from
night,
yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah.
gonna mess you up. It's gonna make
it's
it
the
worse.
way it's the way you like the way you speak affects
Yeah.
everything. The way you
Yep.
think, like all that has power. And you don't want to be in denial, but at the same time, like you want to have a more optimistic approach to
Yeah.
whatever it is, like you know
Yeah. hmm And a lot of Africans know, even though we won't make it seem like they're not using, because they definitely using the pharmaceutical stuff, the same stuff we're using. But also, a lot of them do know. A lot of them might be going to the pharmacy all the time, and then for this one condition, they'll have like a herb or like a certain thing, and they'll be like, "Yeah,
hmm
like we get rid of that. Like that's not
yeah.
even like, yeah,
The same, it was the same thing when I had the mumps. My sister-in-law was here at the time. and my mother-in-law was not, but like, and or maybe she was, I don't know, but like people were people were flipping out like back home, but here
Yeah.
it was just like, this is what you take, boom, boom, boom. I had that too,
Right.
and yeah, and I'm thinking like, this needs to be eradicated, like we shouldn't be having this no more. Like, this is gone,
Yeah.
and the American approach to stuff, and then they're just like, yeah, everybody gets it, what, and you just, and so I'm like, okay, I guess this is just making me stronger, being exposed to
Yeah.
different stuff. But I'm like, all this that I'm going through, my kid better she better be a rock star, because
Right.
I'm like going through all this, and she's like, I'm the only one in the house that has to sleep under a mosquito net, and she's just like chilling. I'm like, how are you
Ah,
adjusting better than me? Like, and so all these growing pains and stuff, it's just yeah, it just gets me to thinking like, man,
yes,
this
it's so
this is
much.
not for everybody.
It's not. Not. Yeah, it's a lot, and it definitely has a lot. It plays. It's a lot of different factors. As soon as you come here, we know in the first 3 to 6 months you're going to get sick. You might as well just get ready.
Diarrhea.
You're going to go through it, and you better hope that you got some stuff that we did a little bit of preparation, so we didn't go through it that bad. We went through it for like a month, but we still went through it, but we're good now. Like, now we can drink the local water and stuff like that, and
Hmm.
not have that reaction.
Yeah. Did you talk about
Thank
your
you.
week?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So let me tell you about my week, and thank you so much. I don't want to butcher your name.
Where?
Greater Greater tells she underscore she. Thank you.
Oh, greater is she.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
I think that's I.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes, come into my world. Hold on, let me pull this back up. So my
What's
week
up,
was,
Mr. Mosley?
yes, Mr. Moses is in the house. H Blesso. So
Hmm.
yeah, my these last 2 weeks have been pretty amazing. I have been doing some real focusing on just my businesses and things I want to narrow down. I've been really like focusing more on my YouTube channel. We
Hmm.
had 2 birthdays. So my birthday was what, 2 days ago. Yay.
Yes.
33, my big 33. And
Big
then
girl.
yes, I'm an adult now. and then and then we had Titus's birthday, which was a surprise party.
Big man
So
Titus.
yes, I'm trying to upload the video today. It took all day to upload, but hopefully it will be up
Dude,
after this.
I've been uploading since yesterday. I've been trying to I'm so tired of this thing. Like,
What is
I
going
tried to upload
on?
a video forever. I don't know what's going on. Like, I think my phone want me to buy a new phone because it's like, oh, you're full. Like, no, I'm not.
Oh,
But
is it doing the full thing like your space?
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
But like, I took off all the stuff. I'm like, I know how to clean it up, and I clean up everything. WhatsApp take up all the
Yeah,
stuff, and
right.
all my other stuff is on my like external card thing. So I'm like, what is
Mhm.
it? It's just some apps. Like, what are you talking about? But
Yeah,
yeah, I think they messing with me. But
yeah. You don't
I,
have an iPhone, so you're not doing what we go through because iPhone
oh
is
yeah,
a whole
yeah,
nother
I'm just
thing.
on the same. He has that. He can't even video and take pictures. I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
have
he
to.
has to like do. Me and Trey go through like iPhone class every few months because he has to like re-explain to me because it's so dumb. I'm just like, why do they do it like this? Like, he just told me yesterday. They're like, I feel like we have this conversation every few. I'm like, we do because I just cannot understand why they do it. But what's the status of my adoption application? Look, the funniest comment I get is people asking me to adopt them. Oh my God, that is
What?
hilarious.
Oh, they
It's
want to be
like
one of the
a common
kids.
question. Right. Look, that is too funny. But yeah, this week we did birthdays. Um we have like there's a deal that someone wants to do. Kyoko doesn't even know, but someone wants us to do like voiceover for a short film, Kyoko and I. So I
Hmm.
had some about that. Yeah, it's like pretty cool opportunity. So I'm not gonna say too much because I was like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how y'all
sensitive.
celebrities be doing. I can't say right now. I'm on the
Shut up.
contract
You
NDA.
so you so stupid. Yes, but I will let y'all know more details. But it is super exciting because it's definitely what I wanted to start doing, like more acting. You know, the language barrier, man. Oh my god, I don't want to think about it because people have literally been like, "Do you want to do this movie with us?" And I'm like, "J'ai pas compris." Like I can't talk.
Well, you said that good.
I know, right? I say it so good that they think I speak French, but that's
Right,
because I say it so many times.
right.
No, but this there are some people that are big on trying to connect their platform and their audience with American audience. So,
Uh-huh.
that reminds me of the question I have. I almost forgot. But
Okay.
so it's almost like a good thing that I'm the English speaker because that's what they want. So they're like,
Right.
yeah, we want somebody and a child that can speak really good English. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
that's what
funny
I've been.
whenever English speakers come around, I be like, dang, I can't talk. I can't talk to Amadou about stuff because they can hear me.
Yes,
Oh man.
yes. That's how we felt in the Gambia. That's when I
Yeah.
realized that. I'm like, dang, we can't even say nothing about nobody.
We have
Like,
our own secret codes.
yes. And then it's hilarious when you assume. Like, I remember one time at the juice spot that we go to, I just assumed that this chick didn't speak English because some people do, but most people don't. And she had
Right.
like the finger wave, like she had like the finger wave hairstyle, so it like brought me back. I got excited. I was like,
Wow.
she's literally this close, like where this phone is. She's right in front of us, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, she has finger waves. Like I'm like, she has like an old school hairstyle from America. Like that's what's up. I'm like, this is so cute. Can you tell her this is so cute? And my homeboy is like, doesn't translate, and she's like, thank you. She's like, girl, thank you. I'm like, oh my God, you speaking? I'm like, I'm so sorry. She's like, yeah, you good, girl, you good. Like she spoke perfect English, right?
Oh my. Oh my goodness. That is crazy.
So I've done
Oh
that a few
man.
times. Like,
Yeah,
let me be
I be
careful.
having to I be having to speak extra like black English, like because I don't want people to catch certain words. Because like
Right.
even moms, like she be here. I guess she took English back in school in the day, and with Yaya is coming back to her, so she'll be like she's very eager. Like we'll be talking because she's been staying with us for the summer, so we'll be talking, and she'll be like, "Oh, I know what you said. What?" She be
Yeah.
wanting to get in on it and stuff, and I'm like, "Oh snap, she know more than what I thought she knows. She ain't she been
Right.
uh yeah." I'm like, okay, I gotta reel it in and be like talk extra
Right.
fast, say my
Right.
little slang words like, nah man, he dropped a dime on me, man, like, make sure she don't quite catch it.
And I dropped this
Yeah,
on me.
gotta
You
use
is stupid. That's
some
hilarious.
colloquial words just in case
Right.
somebody
Some stuff
they
she
know the
definitely ain't
proper.
gonna get.
Yeah, they know the
That's
proper
hilarious.
stuff too good. I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, she be surprising me. She be all proud of herself. She be like, yeah, I know,
I
I
got it.
remember.
I
Like,
got it. That's hilarious. My cleaner, we just be like, bonjour, bonsoir, au revoir. It's just real. We don't be saying nothing. It's peaceful. We don't got nothing
that's the
going on.
thing. Yes.
We go off energy. We be exchanging energy. That's it.
Mm.
No, I really do need to stop playing about this language though. Even my doorman today, he was just like, he's so sweet. We talk, we do our little sign language and our little, today he's just like,
Hmm.
he was telling me, well, off like daylight, like, come on, like, really, like nothing extra. I'm like, nah, I got the same stuff, man. Like, I ain't got nothing new. It's the
At least,
same.
you could speak it when you leave your house. Like when people
Yeah,
come in my house to work or do whatever, or even my housekeeper, like everybody be speaking it because that's what they speak. But like in my house, I don't be wanting to speak it yet until like a certain time of day. I need the morning to just be like
Right.
regular. Like I just need to be like, "What's up?" And like I don't
Right.
know.
You
It's
don't
hard
gotta
for me to
think. Yeah.
yes. And I'm
People
like,
don't
and they be
understand
doing
like it's like your brain does a little shift. Like when you speak in a different language, that's why when I get done speaking French or Wolof, I literally am out of breath. Like it's not because
yes,
I've been speaking it. My
yes,
mind is out of breath. Like we both
yep,
tired. My breath and my mind is tired. Like
yeah. It's
I'm
a
like,
different.
whoo.
It's a different part of your brain.
Yeah.
When I used to work as an interpreter and speaking Spanish, like I could do 3 hours, 4 hours, and I have a headache after, and I have to lay down and like go to sleep
Wow.
because like you going back and forth. When you telling somebody what the other person say, going back
Yeah.
and forth. It's like and so it was fun, and then it was like okay, they burning me out because I would go home and have this massive headache, and they were like, "Yeah, because you're using like 5 different or however many parts
Parts
of
of
your
your
brain
brain.
at one
Yeah. Your
time.
neurons are like zip, zip,
Like
zip, zip.
you listening to them, understanding them, then you flipping over
Yeah.
here, twisted in your head, and like, oh, this means it's like too much. But
That's how my
yeah,
friends feel when I'm arguing with somebody and they have to translate. I be like, tell them I said.
yeah, because
I be like,
some stuff I
say it
can say,
again.
in French, but it don't hit right. And so I'll be
Right.
telling, I'm gonna be like, tell your mom this, like if it's something emotional or something like where she gotta
Yeah.
feel it, like you know what I mean. I can't
Yeah.
just say, oh, she's. I have to be like, nah, it was wrong. Like
Yeah.
I'm effed up. They got me messed up. Like you gotta say it in a way where they can say it in that same strength.
Hmm.
But but
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely had. I had an epiphany even the other day. I think it had to be like last week. It was something really simple. Like I've dealt with so many situations where I couldn't fully communicate and I had to ask somebody, call somebody, or the
uh,
fucking ancestors just came down and helped me. I don't know, whatever. It just ended up working out. And so
hmm
I was really kind of surprised. One thing I know that makes me upset is like if I feel like somebody is trying to like play the kids. Like we're in this neighborhood, everybody know us now. So it doesn't really happen often, but it's happened at least twice where like we all know what the price is and the kids know, but then
hmm
somebody, maybe it's a new person at the boutique or something, and they might be like, oh, well, these are some little American kids. So I could just say a little. So we had a situation. It wasn't even a situation. I just thought it was. And it was Titus getting some like cabbage and some other stuff I sent him to the store to get. And I guess because the cabbages were really big is why the price was more. And so I'm like laying in my bed chilling, and then Titus is like, okay, I gave him 5,000 to just get like a little bit of vegetables. Like it was like 3 items, and it's 5,000, and it's gone. So I'm like, So I had my pajamas on. I put my shoes on. I didn't even get dressed or nothing. I'm like, I'm going down to this. That means I could have just went. I didn't even feel like going. That means all of a sudden I had the motivation. I got right up. I'm like, I could have just went. So I went and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yes, I should. Like I'm telling him, cabbage is no, it's too much. I'm like, yakara, trying to get the price and stuff. And then it was kind of confusing. Like apparently we owed him like 600. Sometimes you might not have the change.
Oh,
Like they might owe you or you might owe them.
right,
So apparently
right.
that already happened. And so he like was trying to explain like because that's what Titus said. He said if the 5,000 is gone and we owe him. I'm like, oh, you were that lot. So I'm like, so come to find out it wasn't like that. But I ended up calling my friend and he talked to him and it was like it was cool at first, but then people started coming like in the middle of me trying to like before I made the phone call to my friend, I was able to
Uh-huh.
get it. I was starting to get it, and I was trying to have him like switch out one thing for something else, and then as I'm like trying to do it with I'm calculating in my mind all this stuff, and then more like all the women are just coming and coming, and so he's talking to them and ignoring me, and then I'm like, okay, wait, let me just call like. So then he get on the phone and come to find out it's not what it was. And we did that and fixed it. And I walked away. I said, man, I'm on the phone. I'm like, how have I been doing this? How have I been doing this for almost 2 years? Like I'm like I'm like I'm like dang, like I've really been doing this. Like
Yeah, it's
I'm like
crazy.
this is
Like,
hard. This was hard today. Like
yeah, yeah, exactly. I ran into the homeboy, Amadu's homeboy, when I was driving today. Uh, my daughter stayed at a friend's house, a slumber party, and
mm,
I went to go pick her up this afternoon, and I drove by and I was like, "Oh, that's Mokhtar right there," and with his little sunglasses and looking all, how he's like. I don't know if you met him. I think you did. Yeah, but anyway, I was like, "Oh, whatever. I'm gonna go say hi to him. He think he Hollywood, whatever." So I honked and I pulled over and he came to the car. I said, "What's up?" But it was like I feel so comfortable with him because I've known him for so long that I
mm,
want to speak English. Like I want to be like, "What's up, bro?" Like and I forget, I'm like, in this instant, I'm like, you don't understand. And I gotta, I'm like, dang, this is too much work. I should have pulled over, like, to say hi.
right.
It was like, cause my mind wasn't in that zone. And I'm like, hey, Sawa and stuff. And he's like, you
Yeah,
going to town? And then I had to think, I'm like, oh, this is more work than what I bargained for. I just wanted to say
yeah,
hi. I'm trying to like think like, okay, how are you doing? And sometimes you just respond and you don't think and you say the wrong word, and it's after you
right.
leave. He said, "How are you?" And I said, "Happy," or like you said the wrong answer
Yeah,
or something. But you just
yes,
like,
I hate that because I always say "Sabah" for everything. I'm like, why doesn't I say that? Like, it's so
oh man, and I'm
annoying.
like, dang, how long is this gonna be like this, bro? But
Yes,
there's so much progress, but at the same time, it's like, you know,
yes,
it's not like it feels like you don't feel as confident as you would at
yes,
home with
yes,
your
yes.
and
I yeah.
I really be thinking like, dang, okay, well I'm stuck here now. But it's like, what did I do? Like, what, I don't know. Like, was this
Yeah,
a decision? Like looking at my kid, yes, like hands
right.
down, no question whatsoever. Like she's so freaking happy, and
Yeah,
she's had the childhood that I wish. I mean, my child was cool, but I wish I could have had. Like,
yeah.
yesterday
Like,
was an event. A mom event. You got to come to the next one. We have one. It's all these moms, entrepreneur people that I told you about before, and
mm-hmm,
so they had a meet and greet because it's like 100 of us or whatever. So they wanted
mm-hmm.
people to see the faces in the group chat. And so everybody brought their kids to this hotel, and the kids is in the pool, and you just go, you see all these dark skinned black kids in the pool, like, and the DJs playing music, and you see all these moms. Some of them have their businesses, and have a little booth where they're selling stuff or whatever.
That's dope.
Somebody's a caterer, somebody's a land broker, somebody has somebody makes or manufactures a bamboo toothbrush, like not the plastic.
Oh,
Yeah,
thanks.
and does dental cleanings and stuff, whitening or whatever. And then somebody else was making moringa juice, and so like a couple of people had a little expose for their stuff. We had a little appetizers, whatever, and we
Mm,
was just hanging out. The moms was hanging out, but I'm like looking at these kids, and I'm like, man, in the States, you have all these black kids at the beach or you have all these black kids in a pool, somebody about to try to ruin the fun. Oh, there's too many, it's over capacity, or the music's too loud and whatever, just because they don't want us to be happy and have fun. And like
yeah,
my kid, I just let her go and she's just like running around with all these other kids and American friends. She's speaking English, she's speaking French. She's like boom, 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 boom. She say hi
yeah,
to the Senegalese lady, like she do a little curtsy thing, little curtsy,
yeah,
and then she say what's up to the American. Like it's just
yeah.
amazing. So like, yeah, and then she went to stay at her friend's house, and so I'm like, she's playing with all kinds of kids. I if I was in the States, I would be nervous. I'm like, oh, what the white kids gonna do, what the parents gonna, whatever. But
Right,
I'm like, they live here. Can't nobody tell her nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like she run this.
yeah,
You know,
right,
can't nobody tell her she ain't beautiful. Everybody, like the kids, wanna look like the majority of the kids here anyway. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like they can't get braids. You know what I'm saying? They can't
right,
get their little
right,
Afro puffs and stuff. So I don't have
Right.
to worry about her feeling like inferior at all. I'm like, go ahead,
Mm-hmm.
play with Miss
Mm-hmm.
Nelly and whoever you want to play with, and it's all good. Like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so I that part I do not question, and I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to give her all that I'm able to give her now. But as far as me, I'm like, dude, like I'm doing a lot of sacrifice. And she's correcting me like in my wolof, like, mom, it's lach, like ha ha,
Right.
and I'm like, little girl, like, don't be
Right.
messing with your
I got
immigrant
enough
mom.
on my
Like,
plate. Right.
yes, like I did this for you. Don't try to fix me, like, but
Right. That's beautiful.
I was just wondering, and I wanted to ask you actually, like, we've been living outside of our home country. We've been living in an African country for almost 2 years now with our kids. And like, what are we doing? Like, is this crazy? Like,
Is this real?
it's like I'm having one of those moments where I need you to be like,
Yeah.
okay, remember why we did this? And like,
Yes,
not
right.
that I'm not that I'm second guessing it. I just need that motivation because
No,
I've
right,
been
yeah.
having, the time I told you that I had like we went to a party and it was like one of those moments that I'm like, this is bomb. Like I'm
Yeah.
here. I'm living the dream. But like,
Hmm.
there's also other moments where I feel a little like, okay, it's not when you move somewhere new, you're on a high. You're like
Hmm.
adventure. Everything's new and fresh and trying different stuff. And
Right.
then you get in a routine and you're like, okay, this is my everyday life. I'm starting to see, um, you know, I know things are happening in the sense that will always reinforce why we made the decision that we made. But now that people are going to the movies again and people are doing like
Yeah.
their regular stuff, I'm like, I'm kind of like, 'cause I was glad to be here when everybody was sick over there. Cause I'm like, nobody's sick over here. I'm cool. Go
Right.
out, worry about as much stuff and the violence
Got
and
more
stuff.
freedom. Hmm.
Right. Like now, according to my Instagram, it just seems like everybody's back to regular
Yeah.
status quo, going to concerts, and maybe doing more than before because COVID kind of died down, scared everybody.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
are living more. I'm just like, okay, I'm here, and you know, waiting for
Yeah.
more to come, but I don't know. Are they coming?
No, I think I know what you mean. I think that because we're really like laid back. Like, it's like sometimes you want some of that excitement. Like
Mm-hmm.
even though we get that, I mean, I'm in the car, but I know what you mean though. Like the movies is not the same. Even
Yeah,
though have you been to the movie theater?
I want to go. No, I haven't been. I heard
You should come. We should go see King
the
Queen
Woman
Queen
King.
King whatever.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
let's do
Right now.
it.
Okay. Send me the information so I can look up all the stuff and figure
Okay.
out what I can do.
Yes. 'Cause,
Yasin would
yeah.
probably like to see that too.
We should take Kyoko and Yasin maybe.
Yeah, maybe next weekend. Yeah,
Yeah. That's a
something
good
like
idea.
that.
Yeah, they just put it in the movies. I seen it in the theater. But yeah,
I
it's not
heard.
the same. We
Yeah.
went. I said I was gonna go back and blog. It's not the same, but it definitely does. It gets the job done. How we need to feel that. Definitely being inside the theater. When I took the kids, I think we went for their birthday or something
I
for
saw the
Kyoko and birthday.
popcorn and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and it was nice, but it was, what we know sometimes here. Like, like it's like they got all these pictures of all these different the pretzel with the cheese and
Yeah,
the
but
slushy
it
and
don't look like
and
the picture.
and it's not even there. That's not even there. We had the juice that they had was like orange juice mixed with like cocoa ananas or something. I'm like, who wants to drink orange juice tonight? Like at the movie theater tonight, guys. Like
They said we not giving you no poisonous soda at the movie
yes.
theater. Give
And,
you a
and
poison.
everything I ask, everything I'm like, did I got that? No, no. Did I got no, no. I'm not. No, no. I'm not. No, no. There's
You have to do,
nothing. Like ain't nothing there.
like how my
Right?
mom used to do. Get some hot dog, wrap it up in foil, put that mess in
Exactly.
your big purse. But that would be fun.
Yes.
Yeah, I I would love, and
Yeah.
actually when you mentioned the movies, that was one of the things that made me a little nostalgic and miss home. And it's like, okay, would I fly home just to go to the movie theater? And probably not, but but that was something that I used to do, and because when we left, everything was shut down, whatever. And so I just feel like
Right.
there are things that like hobbies and I'm meeting people and all this stuff, and it's great. It's just when you do something and you're, you know, in the forefront or you take initiative, it's not gonna be that many people around that are like you, and so that part
Yeah.
can be a little lonely, and you got to kind of focus your eyes on the prize. Like, yeah, I know a whole bunch of people that own land over here that are coming. I know people that are building. I know things that are being built. People that are already here, whatever. But it's like
Hmm.
it's a process. Like I know they're building a workout place or like a
The gym.
recreation center, and we're
Oh,
probably gonna have some Zumba classes one day. But it's like one
yeah.
day. It's
I
not
got
really.
a vegan restaurant coming. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like they're building it. Like we have an Ethiopian restaurant. We got my Italian spot. So it's like I'm
Yeah.
piecing stuff together to So I guess going to the movies will be another part of it. And it's
Yeah.
like these things are not things that maybe all the local people will do or whatever. So it's
Yeah.
gonna
It's
cost
not.
more, and I gotta explain it to him. Like, look, this is important to me for living here. Like, I gotta sustain myself and the lifestyle that I you know feel comfortable. So I'm
Right,
like,
but girl,
okay,
these movies is $2. The movies is cheap. I'm like, you get a movie, you get a movie, you get to watch a movie. The way this price of these movies is compared to our prices in the States is dumb. Like it's
okay.
amazing.
So we're gonna do it. Like, I need to figure out when it's playing so we can come. Maybe like Sunday or yeah. We gotta
Yeah,
come. We gotta come and see it. And definitely go to a Mexican spot or go somewhere we can get some hot dogs or something and bring it up in there.
yes, yes. We gotta
Yeah,
bring the
we have
food. And
we have to
it's dope
pretend.
because it's not like all this crowdedness. Like it's not that many it isn't something that so many locals do. So you can like actually do that. Like and not
Right,
feel even they probably wouldn't even care anyway, but it's just
right.
not like a big thing. It's not like a big deal. But
Which is
definitely,
fine. Like, it's
yeah,
totally cool to me because then you can make it the experience that you want to make it. You know what I mean?
exactly,
We could be
exactly.
talking to the screen like how black people are supposed to do.
Yes,
And
right. Go to the left. Go to the left.
yeah. So I don't know if
Yeah.
y'all seen want to see. She don't like to see violent stuff, but maybe.
Oh.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. There's other
Close
they
our
have
eyes.
a few other ones too. They have a few other ones
Yeah.
that we it's really I think you guys will really enjoy it. It'll definitely be like for me, I mean, I don't ever miss that place. Just not even a little bit. But but I definitely feel that way about the food. Like I'm definitely having those moments all the time. Like even my brother
Mm,
Trey, we're just like the access. Like when you said sacrifice, like I feel like that's like the biggest sacrifice that we're making. It's not
yes.
having like our sauces and our things of that go with things. Like we gotta
Hallelujah.
work harder. Yeah.
Yes, it's rough. The flavor palette and
Mm,
you know, I think I said this on a show before. We eat rice all the time, and now like
yeah.
it's been like a week. I've been my appetite has been a little funny because I had to take medication for the thing I was dealing with. But
Mm,
aside from that, it's like I don't want to eat. I've never been a rice person. I just eat it because it's there and somebody made it already. But
yeah.
I had a choice. So it's like okay, you're gonna waste food. Everybody else is doing it. You should do.
And it's available. It's like an abundance. Like it's
Yeah,
everywhere. Yeah,
but it's
that right
like
there is the biggest thing. I really hate that. Like the way we haven't eaten this unhealthy in like almost 10 years. All the rice, even we stopped eating some of the rice. Now we're eating just flour, like white flour, and I don't really know where to get the other flour from. So it's
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
you just have to do it. Then
Exactly.
I don't even know what
Very
the hell we're supposed
that
to do.
part. It's very hard. And so that's the thing. And so I'm like, you know, I eat when I want to eat, when I don't want to eat. Like I've been eating fruit, like everybody else is eating rice. I'm like, I'm good. And I have to be that way, even though the social aspect of it, you feel like you want to kick it with
Yeah.
everybody. I'm just like I'm after two like a long time of eating the same cuisine, I get bored anyway. So
Hmm.
I've been making. I'll buy stuff. I don't always have time to make pasta sauce straight from scratch or whatever. Like I made pizza. Like I found a place where they got pizza dough. I know I'm
Hmm.
not supposed to have cheese, but like
Yeah.
it's the only thing that I can replicate a lot of stuff that I used
Yeah.
to eat. So I'm like, okay, that's my
So
one thing right now that
they just have the dough, like you just buy the dough. You can just buy
well,
the
no, no,
dough.
no, not the bread. No, no, no. They have the flour, the mix or the whatever.
Oh,
You just
okay.
add
Right.
water. Yeah,
Okay.
add
Okay.
water and like a little bit of olive oil. But so we
Yeah.
made it twice, and it actually tastes better than the pizzas we be buying. So I'm like, I'm not buying no pizza
Yeah.
no more. We
Yeah.
making pizza, and it
Yeah.
tastes better. And they have the pizza sauce in
Okay.
the
Yeah.
packet and everything. I don't want to eat like packaged foods all the time, but until I can get my housekeeper my cook to make different stuff, it's gonna
Yeah.
take a minute. Like she been with us what 7, maybe 6 months something. But when we have local like Senegalese people here, for them eating something new is like
Right.
you know
No.
like
Not have to.
so
Right.
for the most part. So it's like okay, go ahead and make what they want. You know what I mean? And I'll
Yeah.
do my own thing. So that's what's been going on. It's you have to piece it together. Like I gotta get my kale and asparagus from over here, and my
Exactly.
pizza dough
That's
from over
that's why
here.
when people be like, it should be easy to be vegan, especially if it's not, because most people that are vegan are not just vegan. They also don't want a lot of white stuff, sugars and
Yeah,
flours, and so it's like
yes,
it's hard. You got to do a lot.
and
I'm
and
definitely
the
have to
type
be
of
more creative than I have to do. Huh?
yeah the type of fruit and vegetables too that you get everywhere. It's just gonna be eggplant, onions, bell pepper. Like
And
it's
they're
you
seasonal. Yes.
Yeah, and you're not gonna get like jalapenos. You're not gonna get uh uh like you get cabbage everywhere and a lot of root vegetables, but you're not gonna get the candy like the yams that we use for candy
Uh-huh.
yams. You're not gonna have certain things. You can get potatoes all up and through, but
Yeah.
you know,
It's a
but
potato house.
but yeah, but like all the stuff that you know how to make, you need certain flavors and seasonings and stuff, and so you'll be missing stuff all the time. And so
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I go to like 5 different places, and I go to my
Yeah.
little American mini mart. I go to the Ocean in Mbur. I go to the Ocean
Hmm.
in Sally. I go to the
Hmm.
Util Market, something and they have like different kind of cheeses and sour creams and stuff. But it's like I
Yeah.
buy my tortillas. I never bought tortillas this much back home ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
didn't have
I
to. You
see that.
can get taco wherever. But like now, it's like that's my staple when I don't want to eat whatever they're
Mhm.
eating. I might just make me a quesadilla right quick and just
Right.
eat it
Right.
and call it a day. So that part
Yeah.
is you're right. That's like the major sacrifice I believe. And
Yeah, and if we think about it, because we know too that our food back home has so many more chemicals. I mean, scientists call our vegetables and fruits cardboard food. Like there's barely any nutrients there. Even the soil doesn't have the potassium, the oxygen, and stuff. So I guess if we want to look at the positive side of it, it's like we are consuming more breads and more rice than we have, but we also are not consuming. Even when we eat a bag of Lay's chips here, the ingredients
rare.
compared
It's
to
so
what's on
expensive.
the right, right. But then it's like the ingredients are not the same here. When they come
Right.
from this area, and you look at if we had compared it to the ones that come from America, it's like this long list, of ingredients compared to, a few of them. So I
They
guess
don't.
that's a good way to look at it.
They don't
But
even have like Subway in certain European countries. I think because they were like the bread is not like some
yes,
stuff was not cleared for health their health
yeah,
administration. But like
yeah,
other bonus, you're right. Like it is health. Like I lost more weight. I lost about 10 more pounds since
hmm
since I went to the States or whatever and gained weight back. So I think since living here, I've lost 30 pounds, which you know I've been trying to lose that since I don't even know 10 years maybe.
right. That's it.
So
That's
I'm like,
it.
that's cool. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yes,
it's you can never have it like if I could go back
everything
to
you
school
want.
and feel like I'm living here, with the familiarity of like the stuff and the smooth roads and what like
Yeah.
if I could mix and match, I would. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I don't really need mosquitoes. They're not as bad as they were when I first got here, but I mean it's something I gotta live with. I'm not
Okay, now we talking about food. Now, them mosquitoes is a different subject. Okay.
you know.
Oh my God! Why these mosquitoes? Even just in the past like 2 months, it seemed like since the electricity was going off that 1 month, maybe like here
Hmm.
when it was raining, they just be jumping me in my sleep. They just be just all coming together, and
You
it's
don't have no
just
net.
so. No, that's we need to get in it. I should have been done by
Put you
now,
on some net life. Yeah.
because they love female blood. Because me and Kyoko be getting messed up in here.
That's what it is? Wow.
Yes, yes, it's real.
Yeah.
I be feeling so bad for her.
I don't like them. And it's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
on. Like,
My bad.
oh, okay. I fell asleep earlier before we came on, and I realized like the part of my leg that was exposed, like boom, right there. I'm just like, dang man, like they catch me slipping every time.
I mean, no, okay, like for real. I didn't want to do a whole thing about this, but do you notice? Like, this is some real. Nobody talks about the mosquito is a demonic insect because it will whenever like you can't catch it. Like
Yes,
it will.
yes,
I don't know if this is an African mosquito because I didn't
yes,
notice this back there. I don't know, but the thing will like hover. It's like a drone. Like it will
yes,
like go
yes.
away. Like you can't
They're
see
like
it.
they're these vampire come
Yes,
out at night. They're like creepy, and then they hover and stuff. They like
yes.
they some Asesinos. They be right hovering above your head, like waiting for
Yeah,
the
it's like you
kill.
can't really find them. And then they're sucking, you're taking my blood. Like, why don't we ever talk about this? This is who did this? Who is this really like like who
I don't
made
know.
this? Like
I did a whole bunch of research on mosquitoes, and
really?
they're like so yeah because I'm trying to figure out how to like
Yes,
avoid
that's what
them,
I
but
said. I said me and the kids supposed to do a whole science project on mosquitoes because this is an interesting insect.
there's like one there's one good thing that mosquitoes do. They
What?
like they pollinate flowers or something like but kind of like butterflies.
Ah, so we wouldn't have flowers if we know. Oh my God. I'm like, this is an evil bug. We do not talk
Oh,
about.
somebody asked about the mosquitoes. I got the AC on right now, partner, and
Does it
they
work?
okay. So like, if I have the fan directly on me at night, they won't bite. But for me, because I don't know if it's 'cause I'm type O blood, I don't know if it's whatever it is, but for me, they will still bite me. One will find a spot where the fan is not
Yes,
blowing.
that's
The,
it.
the fan cannot turn like this, because if it
No.
turns, as soon as it turns, boom, they bite you and they go
Yes.
away. Like
Yes.
so, so I need the fan directly on me,
I need
and that will
consistent thinking.
do it. When I sleep in a net, like the net that I have right now is a one of those zipper things, and so if I
Mm.
get out at night, use the restroom and go back in, one will follow me in my net, like and bite all like you know. So
Yes. They like
thankfully,
they will. I don't know about the mosquitoes in the States, but these ones will hide. Like they'll in the
yep,
daytime, they'll find a
Yep.
little box or a little
Yep.
corner, and they will
All the
hide
little,
all day. And then when
all
it's
the,
nighttime, they will come out. That's what is going
all the
on with
dark,
y'all.
all the dark spaces. That's where they are. And I mean, like Amadou's like just spray because he don't sleep in the net. Just me by myself like a little baby. And
Right.
he's like, just spray. I'm like, it's always one that survived the spray,
Don't
and they
spray.
find
That stuff is bad for our hormones. Don't
it
use the
is,
spray.
it is because you can
Damn.
smell that. Yeah. So I don't want to live with no spray like forever. So that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
You can try
Ooh.
anything. Like it's crazy. There's a time
But
of day where I will not stay downstairs because downstairs,
yeah.
when people go in and out or whatever, it's gonna be some
Okay.
inside. The house is so
What
big.
about what about didn't you have someone came to like one of your parties or I think it was the Juneteenth thing and she had brought the ground coffee. Didn't
Yes,
that work?
that was for flies, and that was for outside. It was to keep the flies away from the food. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's crazy because like I'll burn incense or have some essential oils and stuff by me while I'm sleeping, but it's like it don't cover my whole body. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
See now, look. This is what we need to pay attention to. Now, I love us. I'm a woman. I love being a woman. But if we look
it
at women in the animal
still
species,
happens.
we be the most evil. We be the ones biting off the heads of the men. We be like, look at this. Look
We
at
have
this
to
fact right here.
annihilate. We have to annihilate these heifers, and it's the pregnant ones.
Oh my God.
They can make
It,
more mosquitoes.
that's evil. That's an evil bug right there. I don't care what nobody say.
I'm gonna create more of me
And
so we
yeah,
can.
and it is like you end up adapting. Like it was a couple of my friends they was noticing Uncosino would sleep the other day on the couch and he still got bites from whenever we came out there to Simone. They're like on his little he light skinned so they just there like looking just all these marks. And they was talking about how when he get older because he came here so young, they not even
Mhm.
gonna they're not even gonna touch him. They're not even gonna want him because they
Yeah,
already got him. I'm like, what?
the same thing with my baby. She was coming here and getting bit all in the face. I was like feeling so bad because she was sleeping in her grandma's room. And I was just like, no, like nobody's protecting her from these like. And
Yes,
I'll be just like, calm down. Like I'm like, look at her face, like she got bumps and stuff. And now she don't sleep with a mosquito net at all. Like
gangster.
for the past over a year. Don't know, like she might get bit on the leg every once in a while, but she don't get
Yeah,
bit. And I'm like, what is it? Y'all got
yeah,
like skin or something? But
yeah,
I noticed my allergic reactions are less. The bites don't last for 3 days. They used to last for days. Now they
yeah,
go.
yeah. I remember saying that.
Yeah, now they go away after a couple of hours or whatever. So it's cool. It's better, but I still don't like it. Like I'm saying, like when you
Ooh,
when
I
you come
remember
from
I felt like the worst mom when we came out there. I was not ready for Uncosino to get bit up like that. I'm like, oh my god, this is the worst thing.
yeah, it's so things like that. You think about that kind of stuff, and like
Yeah,
when I was first moving here, I was like, oh, everybody needs to get out of the states, and like I want the best for everybody, and like where things are going. Like for my kid, totally education wise, racism wise, health wise, food wise, freedom wise, all of that stuff. Like for sure.
right.
But when you're used to that, it's a hard thing to when you're used to maneuvering in that certain
Yeah,
environment. It kind of it takes you back having to start over again and relearn and language
yeah.
and how things. You got to call people to help you with stuff. That kind of stuff is you have your moments where
It's a
you're like,
completely different life. Yeah,
yeah.
it's
But
so
I
different.
definitely wouldn't have the house that I have and the type of lifestyle and the
Yeah,
food. And I can wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning and tomorrow if I want to, and like travel when I want to, and so it's like
yeah,
you can't have everything. So,
yeah. Not in the beginning. because we're gonna get it. We're gonna get everything that we want.
Yeah,
But yeah, you got to go through that. That's definitely what helps me remember because yeah, I had that moment and I'm like, so what have I been doing again? Like how have I been doing this? Like I had to have a reminder. How has this been
yeah.
working out?
When people talk about it, like when people talk about you, then you realize, like somebody was saying, "Oh, she been living here, and her and her husband do this and this and this," and I'm like, "I do." Like, "Oh yeah,
Yes,
I sound pretty
yes,
cool," you know.
yes.
And
Yeah,
so, people,
I told you you were the one you were always like reinforcing like me making this move and it's like that's because you're living in your own world in your life so you don't even realize and it's like after
yeah,
you
yeah,
tell the story or when someone says wow like you really came here
you
with your
did all
kids I'm like
that.
oh I guess that was kind of like
Yeah,
guess that was a lot
you had posted something that I was like, wow, it was like I don't know if it was a picture of you were saying what was going on in that time in your life or something, but it was like,
Oh yeah. It was like a memory had came up on Facebook, but I put it on my YouTube, and I was saying
uh,
how that was the day that I found out that we was gonna have to go or something like that.
you was
I think it
stuck,
came up.
or I don't know if it was the one you stuck in New York or what it was, but it was like you
Yeah,
said something that I hadn't heard you tell like the whole thing before, and I was like,
yeah,
wow, you went through all that, and you told your kids you were positive, and you told the kids like we're gonna like you cried by yourself, but when you were in front of the kids, you were like,
yeah,
I was like, wow,
yeah,
I yeah.
yeah,
You never know if you have that kind of fortitude. You know what I mean in a situation
yeah.
like that. It's
Yeah, because
just
I mean, even for me, because when it's happening and you're like in the moment, so even for it to come up as a memory and I'm here doing it, like I have the same moment, like how people feel when they see it. I'm feeling the same way. I'm like, damn, like you really did that because it was different at the moment, you know. So I'm like, wow, I'm actually here. This is my home. I am comfortable doing this. I'm here, and that's what I was doing, and that was just 2 years ago that's
mm,
crazy.
mm.
Yeah.
I never thought this would be my life. Like, you know, living here and all that. Like, everything they kind of have it scripted for you, and you think, should I have followed that path, like that regular life, like everybody else?
Yeah.
And when things get better in certain
Yeah.
areas, right? And you get and I'm gonna close with this. You adjust to those things and it becomes regular. So you take it for granted. So like not having a mortgage, I have to remind
Yeah.
myself that I had a mortgage. Like, cause I'll be looking on Instagram stuff and I'm like, damn, they went to the Usher concert. I didn't get to go with the home,
Yes. Yes, that's
whatever,
it.
you know.
Yes.
And so I'll be thinking those things. I'm like, dang, I missed my homegirl's 40th birthday party. Everybody was eating steaks at Mash.
Yeah.
Like, I want a steak, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then I have to remind like, man, if I left, was it really that bad, over there? And then I have to
Yeah.
remind myself, I don't have a mortgage. I don't have debt really. Like, I don't have to clock in. I don't have to ask permission to take off work. I don't have to bring a note when I'm sick. Like if I want to be
Yeah.
in the bed for a week and rest my body so I don't get sick, I can do that. Like
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
those are the
It's
things
just
that
so
really,
so many
yeah,
levels. Yeah. No,
yeah,
you
like
just really said a word right there because that would be the part. And social media can do that because of what you said. Like I'd be like, why y'all don't come do a concert out here? Like you just
yes,
really be
yes.
like,
I'm looking. I'm like, dang, ain't no. I used to be really into reggaeton and stuff when I was doing a
yeah,
lot of Spanish, and so I'm like, dang, they never gonna come here. They not even gonna go to
right,
Ghana. Like
right.
I'm like, I gotta go to Puerto Rico or something, or go all back. And
Yes,
I'm like, man, I'm out here watching too. I be watching stuff like the verses and everything. Now they live, and I'm
right.
like, man, y'all come
I
here. Like
just said
I
the
want to have to go to
same
South
thing.
Africa. Just
Yeah, this now that right there is probably like it's because we're in the beginning. Like that's what we have to
yeah,
remember. We are the beginning. That we are some of the thousands of of people starting the movement for everybody else. So it's like
Yeah,
that is the sacrifice. It's
yeah,
not
it
being
is.
able to have all of that yet.
But it's a sacrifice that's well worth it. I met somebody yesterday
Yes,
and they were like, I had already bought land, but you made me like push, like she was in the UK and stuff, and you made me push to like I'm excited, and you showed me what Sally and the
yes,
Petticoat area was about, and so
yeah,
these things reinforce, in the moment that we feel like, dang, I missed out on something over there, you know,
exactly.
but we just have to be strong and go to the movies together. I'm gonna come up, go to the
Yes,
movies. We have
yes,
to make
it's happening.
sacrifices, but we also have to push for what we want and make it happen. The same way we did when everything was closed and shut down. We figured
Uh-huh.
out how to do for ourselves or with our kids or homeschool or
Right.
we were able
Hmm.
to so we can still do
Yeah,
it and we're capable,
yeah.
and I'm
You
glad
know,
I'm
like,
with you.
yes, me too, sis. Because like what me and you and whoever is here and like here to say, like what we know about Africa, we can only show it through video and like say it. So it's
Hmm.
like because of us doing that, it's like that's what's gonna bring. Like we know that what we're talking about that we missed, it is gonna be different in like 10 years. But it's like if we don't do this work, then it's not gonna happen. This is the only way that it can happen.
True.
So it's
True.
like, yeah.
It,
So
it,
let's go
it,
to the
it,
movie, girl.
yeah, we're going to the movies. I'm gonna hit you up right after we get off of this so I can know
Yeah.
where the place is. Because I really like these things. It may cost me to get up there and coordinate and all this stuff, but it's like it's worth it for like just like we went to the Burna Boy concert. That was like that was
It was
you
so
know
much like
so yeah. I
it was
didn't get
so
to
many Americans there too.
yeah
Like we had the whole section. It really felt like we was like,
to be able to sing a song in English and like so we'll just have to keep going to those. Like those will be the concerts instead of Gucci Man or whoever we was gonna whatever. But like
yeah,
and we make the life that we want and the best way we can. So appreciate
yeah.
it. That makes me feel better. Thank you. Yeah.
You're saying you don't know missing nothing. You're not missing nothing back.
Thank you, Keisha. Because sometimes, the Instagram the stories be like, oh, dang, it was a wedding. Y'all was turned up like that. Like, you
Hey,
know,
I know.
so
Yeah,
somebody told me yesterday, like, oh, I love, you guys living your best life, or I'm so glad you're happy or something, because I posted a picture and I was like, oh, if only you knew. I guess it looked like it over here too. I mean, and it's not like it's all bad. It's just regular life, like we always say. It's regular life.
right. Like you
Not,
know what? It's what's so crazy to me is that we are really having the same like feelings and thoughts in the same like week or so. Because I was just in the taxi like it might have been 2 days ago, and I was like, this is regular to me now. Like this, I'm so comfortable. Not like it's bad. I love it, but it's like I'm in here. Like now we're like here, you know.
yeah,
So
it's not
it's like a
new.
regular life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not like, hey guys, look at this. It's more like, okay, so what's next? You know?
yeah.
Yeah,
Like we can still find things that's exciting. It's Africa, so of course every day, you'll find some amazing things. But it's just like, yeah, like we really live here. Like like
we
just
do.
having that moment. Look, see exactly. I be fantasizing my seat, and that's all we need is for y'all to bring y'all down here.
Yes,
Come
let's turn up.
on. Yes, just
It's party
come,
time.
because
And we
because
be
we already know.
we be having some good moments. Like if you really think about it, living here for a
Yes,
year or so, and we had the Juneteenth party. We celebrate Juneteenth twice actually together. And so
yes, yeah.
like we have, I mean, we're blessed to have each other, and we're blessed to have the community that we do have,
Mhm, mhm.
and enjoy that, even if it's
Yes,
you have your African like your francophone African friends or like your
yes,
homegirls. and you
Yes.
have your American ones, and like same here, So it's like we have something. It's just it's not gonna look like what we're used to, and so we have to kind of
Until
just
we have enough of it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and we have to help build it. Like you know,
Yeah, that's what this is. Yeah, exactly. Because even what I talked about, I want to mention that too with the movie theater. It's not like it's not a complaint at all. It's a reality. And if there were
mhm,
more of us here, like that's the opportunity for us. We can come here and open up movie theaters or have our our children working there, or we can have some, like they need the slushy machine. It's always broke. Somebody bring some damn slushy machines. Like 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 that's why we need more of us, because the more of us that's going to come, it's not these won't be it won't be a thing anymore, and then we'll
you
just
just
be
said
here
she
and not
coming.
stressing. Huh?
You just said
Oh
she
yes,
coming.
yes, come.
Yeah. I think yeah, this was a really good topic. I think part of the reason that for me I've had more time to think and stuff is because like in the summer everybody was coming through like July, June, August, boom, 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 boom. And then school starts back and it's like quiet. And so you're like,
Right.
still coming? Like, where you guys at? And then you
Right.
see them at the Usher concert, like, oh, so y'all forgot about us. So
Oh, y'all went to the Usher concert, and that's the thing. You know what? You know what? This is the danger of social media, because the majority of people, even who are watching us right now, are not just out there at the concerts. People is working and trying
yeah,
to get here and
yeah,
trying to get their stuff. That's really what's happening. But it's just
right,
like social media will make you think that it's like the majority.
right,
That's just
right.
like
Living
yes.
it up.
But I really am getting tired of celebrities acting like Africa is not a place, except for Ghana. There's more countries. Come and celebrate. I mean, come and do your concert and shit. Like,
Yeah,
spend time with the Africans.
yeah.
Know y'all. They know. Look, the music that I know. Like, I think when I was living in Atlanta, I started listening to more like trap like music and stuff. But so much hip hop that I know is from my African friends. They know more than
Hmm.
I do. Like they know
Hmm.
their names and everything. Yes, princess. 3 weeks is a good time too.
Yeah,
So what do you say? Is this show? We've been on for an hour
yeah.
22 minutes. That's perfect.
We always go way longer than what we say,
I know.
but it
We
was
said
good.
30 minutes.
Yes, we did. But yeah,
It was
it
perfect.
always happens. I always think, oh, I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm not gonna have enough energy. But it was a
Yeah.
good discussion today.
Yeah.
This was
Yes,
nice.
if you guys like the show, please show us some love. Give us
Yeah.
thumbs up. Share this episode. Make sure
Hmm.
your notifications are on. Don't be afraid to gift us in the super chat. We always forget
Hmm.
about the super chat. Super chat us, guys. If you guys want to see us going to other countries like we really want to do, if y'all want to make sure that the internet ain't messing up and we got the best equipment, all that good stuff, then y'all
Yeah,
already know, we appreciate you. For
definitely,
any-
definitely do.
Mhm. Okay, y'all. So I think that we responded. We didn't have any questions that we missed anything, right?
No, I don't think so.
Yes.
I gotta find out about this movie theater. I hope they're still
Yes.
playing like next week.
Yeah. Yeah. They just started. I think on my birthday. I could have sworn I seen it, and you have to go to Instagram. It's a
Okay.
I think when I go to my Instagram, it should come up, but it's like an Instagram page that you have to go to. It'll tell you like what's on there. I'm
Okay.
gonna send it to you though.
Cool. Make that
Okay,
happen
so we are going to do our, huh?
with some popcorn.
Yes. we gonna bring the snacks. We should try to vlog it. That'd be nice.
I think
That'd be a
so.
good
Yeah.
vlog. Okay, so our outro.
Yes.
Okay,
This has been.
I'm like, what is?
I don't know.
Yes, y'all know how we do it here
There you go.
on.
Repat
Yes,
no cap.
the migration will not be
Not be
televised.
televised. It's
It will
right
be
here on
on.
YouTube.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes. Thank you
Yes,
guys.
Lord.
We
Thank you guys for
yes,
another wonderful
we
episode,
love
man.
mhm. We love you guys. Until next
Deuces.
time, au
Adios.
revoir. Bonsoir.